And so, we have witnessed 10 cataclysmic events that reshaped our world. Yet the annals of war are vast, and our chronicle would be incomplete without acknowledging the honorable mentions. Battles that, while they missed our top 10, were nonetheless the pivot points upon which the fate of civilizations turned. 11. Battle of Salamis, 480 BC. Protecting Western civilization. This was the first major naval battle in human history between the Persian army of the Achaemenid Empire and the alliance of Greek city-states led by Athens. The Persian navy, with overwhelming numbers, hoped to crush the Greek navy at the Straits of Salamis and then coordinate with Xerxes' infantry on land to conquer all of Greece. However, utilizing the narrow terrain of the straits, the Greek army neutralized the Persian numerical advantage, just like at the Battle of Thermopylae. But unlike the previous battle, this time the Persian army was the one surrounded by the Greeks. The result was a comprehensive defeat for the Persian navy. From here, the Greek navy had no rival, threatening Persian armies on land, forcing the enemy to retreat. Significance. The first major naval battle in history. The essence of military art using terrain and less against more. It stopped the Persian invasion, protecting Greek civilization, the essence of the West, against the invasion of Eastern civilization. 12. Battle of Cannae, 216 BC. Military tactics famous forever. A classic battle of human military art between the Carthaginian army, led by the famous general Hannibal, against the Roman army at the plains of Cannae. After crossing the Alps, the Carthaginian army entered Roman territory, defeating Roman armies at Trebia and Trasimene in northern Italy, pressing close to Rome. The Romans gathered remaining forces to stop Hannibal's advance. At Cannae, the Roman army gathered nearly 90,000 men, mostly infantry, overwhelming the Carthaginian army of only nearly 40,000. However, the Carthaginians held the decisive factor: cavalry. More than 8,000 Carthaginian cavalry under Hannibal's command created a glorious miracle by defeating a Roman army more than twice their size using the pincer movement, double envelopment tactic, that military strategists would study for thousands of years. Significance. A great military victory for Carthage. Hannibal's tactic became an eternal military monument. However, Hannibal failed to destroy Rome politically, leading to Carthage's eventual destruction. 13. Battle of Fay River, 383 AD, protecting Han civilization, the most disparate battle in human history, when a tiny Eastern Jin army of only 80,000 men faced nearly 1 million troops of the former Qin. If the Eastern Jin had not stopped the enemy, Chinese history might have been very different. Han civilization faced extinction as the north was lost to Hu, barbarian tribes. King Fujian of former Qin unified the tribes and marched south to destroy Eastern Jin. The Eastern Jin formed the elite Beifu army, using superior training and clever psychological warfare, causing panic in the Qin rear by inducing a retreat during the battle. The small Jin force routed the massive Qin army. Significance. Protected the Eastern Jin and Han ethnicity from northern invasion, allowing Han culture to survive and develop for thousands of years. 14. Battle of Ain Jalut, 1260 AD. The first defeat of Mongol cavalry. The 13th century was an era of death, the Black Death and Mongol hooves destroying everything. Islamic kingdoms suffered heavily. Baghdad was trampled. Realizing the danger to the Holy Land, the Sultan of the Mamluk dynasty, Egypt, sent troops to intercept. The Mongols, having withdrawn most troops due to succession disputes, left a small force under Kitbuka. The Mamluks, fresh and determined, counterattacked at Ain Jalut, destroying the Mongol army and killing Kitbuka. Significance: the first time Mongol cavalry was defeated by another cavalry force, Mamluks, shattering the myth of Mongol invincibility and saving the Islamic world in the Middle East. 15. Fall of Constantinople, 1453 AD. Greatest defeat of Christianity to Islam. After 1,000 years, the Byzantine Empire stood on the brink of destruction by the Ottoman Empire. Constantinople remained an impregnable fortress until the Ottomans built the 16-ton Dardanelles cannons. Sultan Mehmed II attacked the capital. Europe, divided by war and schism, sent little help. After 53 days, the walls were breached. Significance: opened the door to Europe for Islam, terrifying Europe for centuries. It also triggered the Renaissance as Byzantine scholars fled to Italy. 16. Battle of Lepanto, 1571 AD. The victory of God. 100 years after taking Constantinople, the Ottomans mastered the eastern Mediterranean. A Holy League, Habsburgs, Spain, Venice, was formed. They gathered a fleet to match the Ottomans. The League had the advantage of firepower with powerful galleass warships. The Christian forces boarded the Ottoman flagship, killing Commander Ali Pasha, leading to the destruction of almost the entire Ottoman navy. Significance: stopped Ottoman expansion at sea. It closed the era of rowing galleys and opened the era of gunboats. 17. Battle of Saratoga, 1777 AD. The battle that birthed America. To gain independence, Americans fought the British Empire. Initially outmatched, the Americans used guerrilla tactics. When the British attacked Saratoga, New York, to divide the colonies, it became a disaster. The British were surrounded and forced to surrender. Significance: the turning point of the Revolutionary War. It convinced France to join the war, leading to eventual British surrender and the birth of the modern United States. 18. Battle of Midway, 1942 AD. Victory through risk and decisiveness. If Stalingrad was the turning point in Europe, Midway was the turning point in the Pacific. Japan wanted to lure U.S. carriers into a trap at Midway to destroy them. Thanks to intelligence, breaking codes, the U.S. knew it was a trap and turned it around. The U.S. arrived just as the Japanese were launching airstrikes. In a fatal 5 minutes, while Japanese carriers were rearming and refueling, vulnerable, U.S. dive bombers attacked. 3 Japanese carriers were sunk immediately, and the 4th later. Significance: Japan lost 4 aircraft carriers and could never recover. It marked the rise of the U.S. Navy as the world's premier naval force. So we have gone through a series of battles that changed human history. If you like articles like this, please like and follow me. I am Chronicle of Conflict. Goodbye and see you again.